Have the kids got it? I was going to say, forget us.
The kids are
You can do it much better than me and Mum.
She's pretty savvy, yeah. It's recording now.
Okay, it's recording.
Brilliant. So, how many bags did you do this morning when you were cleaning up?
Did 2.5.
2.5. And is that more or less than in other weeks?
That's more.
No, it's less.
Okay.
Because on our first one we got 3.
What?
No, but we did.
No, go on you.
On the very first clean last year.
And what kind of thing were you cleaning up and were you finding this morning when you were out in the streets, the cold streets of Burnley?
We found
It was cold.
It
It was really cold. And what did you find?
We found a shoe.
and we found a shovel.
A shovel, a whole big long shovel.
Axle grinder.
That was last week, I found that.
And then this week we found a plastic shovel. And we found a shoe.
A shoe, that was very clever. Someone just leaving one, was it? Are you saving it for them or are you going to put it in the bin?
Put it in the bin.
Put it in the bin. And would you tell me, the reason I got in touch with your mum is because I understand this was your idea. This was something that you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And how did this come about? Would you be able to tell me what happened to make you think this is what we should be doing?
Okay, so we in about summer last year we joined this camp called Junior School where you made your own business up and you made your own business up and we thought of Queen at Burnley.
Right, love it, absolutely love the idea. And was that because you'd been learning in school about this, or is it something you just felt was important to keep the air around you clean, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
The area clean.
To keep the area clean. And had you noticed the area wasn't very clean? Did it not feel very clean to you?
No.
Not so good.
We walk to school every day, didn't we? And there's always lots of rubbish on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, not particularly good. And tell me, what did you do? Once you'd had this fantastic idea, what did you do to get things underway?
How did you get it all started?
Well,
So it started in junior school last year.
Yeah.
And it's 3 weeks ago. How did we get it all started and back up?
We bought gloves and we got bin bags and then we started.
and we put it on Facebook.
Right, fantastic. I heard gloves there. Do you want to explain, just in case anyone's listening to this, why is it really important, the gloves, if you're going to do what you've decided to do with cleaning up?
Because some of the items that we pick up might have viruses.
Okay, and what kind of gloves are you wearing?
It can be an M1.
Heavy
Okay.
duty gardening gloves on.
But thick, so they don't have to be expensive, which is good. That means we can all afford them and get them, but they're quite thick and protective for your hands, yeah?
And they're from B&M.
And they're from B&M. Okay, everybody, that's an advert. Get your gloves at B&M. And then you put it on Facebook. And why did you put it on Facebook?
So we can get more people to do it.
Okay. And what was the response like? Did you hear back from people?
Yeah.
We got over 170 likes.
Oh, no.
And our family from Australia is doing it.
Wow. So you've encouraged people on the other side of their world, they're doing the same?
Yeah.
Okay. That's impressive. And what about in this country? Do you know anybody who got back in touch and said, I think we might try that in this country?
Yeah, yesterday we gave someone some gloves and a bin liner so they could do it today.
Okay. And is it children, adults? Is it a mixture of both?
Children, adult.
Both.
Both.
Children in your class, isn't there?
Oh yeah, the children in my class and our cousin's doing it with her friend.
And we got in the newspaper too.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Join our war on the Little Louts. You're famous as well. So they interviewed you about what you're doing, yeah?
Yeah, last week. And then
Hot off the press, literally.
we've got the litter picker pair leading by example at the top here.
Wow, I am super proud of you for coming up with this idea, and not just that, but sharing it with everybody so they can jump on board and get in touch. Do you want to let us know again what do you do? When do you do it in the week? So that people are aware of the time you're doing it, that kind of thing.
We do it on Friday, 10 to 11.
I think we're trying to change that though, because now I have Burnley Theatre.
Drama.
Yeah, I have Burnley Theatre on till 9 till 10:50.
So you're going to change to 11 till 12.
Okay, so it's not necessarily so important that everybody do it exactly the same time, but you're maybe thinking something like an hour a week is a good commitment.
Yeah.
Okay, and does it have to be just in the street where you live? Could it be in 2 or 3 streets around where you live?
It's in your area.
Okay, in
Yeah,
your area. And does it have to be for an hour? If people are liking doing it, can they do it for 2 hours?
If you want.
Okay. And is there anything else about this fantastic initiative that you would like to share in case there's other mums, dads, grandmas, granddads, children listening who think, I really like the sound of that? How does it make you feel when you're doing it?
Overwhelmed of how much rubbish we've collected.
Really? There's that much rubbish around where you live, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, where did we want to go and clean today?
Now,
And the canal, but we couldn't even get to the canal because how much rubbish there was.
We'd already filled our bags that we took, didn't we?
Yeah. We took
Wow. So would you say this is a really serious issue you're dealing with?
Yeah.
And do you feel you've noticed any more litter over this last year since people have been at home a bit more? Not necessarily, or yes, or?
yeah, because of the masks.
Oh, yeah, now there's masks on the ground, isn't there?
Right.
We don't pick up masks, do we?
Yeah. Or
Okay.
DP.
Eh?
Or DP.
What's DP?
Dog poop.
Oh, dog food. No, we don't pick up dog food.
So you're seeing things like masks, which obviously this time last year weren't part of the litter. And can I ask, what other kind of things do you see regularly in the litter that you're having to pick up?
Hot bottle.
Yeah, a lot of kinds of bottles.
Okay.
I spilled beer on my coat today.
Wow, so there's beer still in the bottles that you were cleaning up?
Yeah,
Wow.
I tripped over something whilst I was holding a beer bottle and it went over my coat.
Great, so that will...
Today we found a car mat.
A car mat. So actually there's all sorts of things and it's different every time you go out, right? Okay.
There's a
And
lot of
when you
McDonald's
said-
packets, isn't there?
Yeah.
When you
Unless-
said... Go ahead, no, go ahead.
And last week, my brother found an axle
Grinder.
grinder.
An axle grinder. Okay, so we're not just talking about crisp packets and banana skins here, no?
No.
No, no, no. Why do you think people are dropping things like a car mat and an axle grinder in the street? Have you got any ideas?
Because he can't be bothered to find a bin.
Right. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
There was a few milk cartons near right next to a bin on Manchester Road.
Instead of being in the bin.
Yeah. So the problem is that people are so lazy, they're stood beside a bin and they can't even be bothered. Does that make any sense to you?
No.
To me either, no.
Can I tell you something, please? There was in this bush there was all kinds of rubbish.
Yeah.
There was so much rubbish. There was even a bag there, but I don't know. There was so much rubbish, and then there was a bin right next to it.
That was the bin that I was talking about.
There was still.
Do you think then, so I don't know if Mum said to you that what I do is I write stories so that I can go out to children who are very young, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, younger than you guys, to encourage them and let them know through story that it's good and it's helpful to clean up the environment around us. Do you think it's children that are dropping all this litter?
Teenagers.
No.
Okay, and what do you think maybe we could do to help encourage them to use bins more, because there are bins everywhere?
Oh, we said if they see us cleaning their rubbish up, then they'll be like, someone else is cleaning their rubbish up, and they might stop, as well as encourage people to do it.
Great. So you feel people copy a good example. So by you setting a good example, people then may look and think, well, I will do the same. That's brilliant. That's fantastic. And how, when you make an area clean, so when you go somewhere and it's dirty, first of all, and lots of litter, and you put it in your bags, if there's a lot of litter, it's overwhelming, but how does it feel inside to know that you are helping and that you are putting litter in the bags and taking it away?
Happy. Because
Makes you feel happy, yeah?
Makes us feel like a better person, or better people even.
Say again, it makes you feel?
Makes him feel like a better person.
Right, that's a really lovely thing to share with everybody out there. So doing this actually makes you feel good and positive.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Anything else you can think that you would want to share with people who are interested in this and thinking, well, I hadn't thought of that, but there's a lot of litter in my area. Anything else about this whole, it's obviously taking off everywhere, but anything else you would want to share or that you would want to say direct to the camera to people to encourage them?
What would you tell people if they see what you're doing, but they don't know how to get started? Or just remember, we are only in one little town in England. They could be anywhere across the world.
Okay, so if they don't have the supply, if they're living like a family or something, we could give it to them in the car, but we could send it through the mail to the gloves.
Right, so you're even prepared to help if people can't find gloves in the local shops to help get them started off.
Yeah.
I think that is incredibly generous, incredibly committed. Do you want to just remind them the kind of shops they can buy gloves in again? What kind of shops can they get gloves in? B&M, okay. And other shops like B&M, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, in that case. Guys, that's just, what can I say? I was overwhelmed when I saw what you decided to do. It's an incredible initiative. I'm so pleased the newspapers have come to see you already. And I'm looking forward to following because I think this is going to get bigger and bigger. And you've already got it the other side of the world. So it's just a question of time.
We want everyone to join in, don't we? They can all do their little bit.
And would you say when you go out and do that for an hour, is it actually better than sitting and learning normal subjects at school? Do you find you learn a lot doing it?
Yeah.
Right. How about, sorry, Claire, all this
okay.
claiming. Do you mind repeating that? Leave it alone.
Yeah. Do you find at the minute when you go out for that hour and you're being very environmentally and socially responsible, is it enjoyment in a different kind that's different from schoolwork? Do you find it's actually enjoyable going out and doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have fit the first day we did it, and then I enjoyed it when we started doing it.
Doing it again. Okay, so you could always encourage children by saying, actually, it's really enjoyable and it's an hour away from just sitting inside doing maths and English, yeah?
Yeah. Because now Pat's got to finish off his maths and English, hey?
Obviously, but it's also good to get outdoors at this time as well. I'm overwhelmed. I think what you're doing is absolutely incredible. Let me just get in so I can say, Hector and me and the team are just so impressed. We're going to share with absolutely everybody. And would you keep us posted with what's happening? Would you let us know what's happening, where you've heard from more people so that we can keep sharing?
Yeah.
So do you know your cousins in Australia?
Yeah.
So Claire kindly got me a pack of all her books. And on behalf of you two, you don't even know this, but you sent them all of Claire's books to read and learn about the environment. Because Claire, like I told you, remember I said Claire writes children's stories all about the environment and stuff.
I thought you just said to me she's an author.
Yeah, that's what people who write books are called.
Yes, I know.
So your cousins in Australia have all of Claire's books. And so what you're doing is supporting that and what they read, because they're only little, your cousins. Tell Claire how old your cousins are.
How old are your cousins?
The oldest is 4.
Yeah.
The oldest is 4 and the youngest is how many months?
Nearly 1.
The youngest is nearly 1 month.
Nearly 1 year.
So they're just the right age to grow into my books.
Nearly 1 year, not month.
And do you think this could also be something to do with you having Australian blood? Because I have been dealing with a lot of people in Australia this last year who are just like you. They care about the environment hugely. So perhaps there's even an element of your mum and just where she came from originally helping as well. It seems people in Australia are very, very environmentally conscious. We need to make sure we're the same over here.
Oh yeah, because they made that Clean Up Australia.
Oh, yeah, tell Claire. Actually, that was probably the inspiration, wasn't it?
We got inspired by, in Australia, there's this thing called Queen of Australia, and we wanted to do it to England.
Right. So it's that big an initiative over there, Clean Up Australia, that you wanted to introduce it over here. That's fantastic. That just goes to show how important it is to know what's going on in the rest of the world so that you can get ideas, and so we can also work together and everybody's doing a similar thing. It's brilliant. This has made my morning. Thank you so much indeed.
Even though we were late, sorry Claire, we were out in the streets.
Thank you. Yeah, you're out in the streets doing your social responsibility bit. Thank you so much for taking a few precious minutes and just sharing it with me. Is it all right now if I share this with other people so they can see our conversation and what you're doing?
What do you think?
Yeah.
Great. I'm very excited. I think they're going to really, really enjoy listening to why you're doing what you're doing and how you went about setting it up. And please just keep us all up to date.
We will. Where can people find your page, guys? And what's the page?
At MPPA2.
Very good. What's it called?
MPP.
No, what's the page called?
What the full name?
What does it stand for?
Minihan Property
No, Minihan Primary Property.
Academy.
You
Can you
created
say that
it.
nice and loud and clear? Say that nice and loud and clear again. So on Facebook, where can people find you?
Primary. Minihan Primary.
Minihan Primary Property Academy.
So that's Minihan Primary Property Academy on Facebook, yeah?
Yeah,
Check it out, everybody.
At MPPA
2.
2. So you can do that and at MPPA.
I shall direct people there in that case. It's wonderful to speak to you. Well done on your efforts this morning and all your bags you've collected. And I'm looking forward to hearing more as time goes on. Keep at it, please.
We will.
Shall I stop recording now?
Yes, I think so.
Stop recording.
Have you stopped recording?
No.